Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for. Restringing this tuner, which we talked about previously, how it was unraveled and taped up to the pulley here. So why don't we cut the tape and see what's happening with this thing. We might get lucky and it just strings right back through, or we might have to redo the whole thing. Oh, there we go. Looks like it's broken. It's broken. Yep. When you have two ends like that, that's not good. But it does give us the opportunity to measure the old one and hopefully see how it was routed. Otherwise, we'll get the manual out. Okay, you can kind of see it wants to be in that position right there, and our glue's lining up with our dial pointer. See if we can get this part right now. We'll have to find out if it's going the right direction. And yeah, I think we got that right. Okay. Now this guy should wrap around. Boom. And what do you know? We're just about lined up there. Okay. Yep, we turn the dial to the, oh, you can't see that. Maybe you can. Yeah, you can see the dial as it goes to the left. And we go to the right. See a little blob of glue on the string? That's moving in the right direction. Okay. We're going to take some pictures of this, and then we're going to grab our string and redo it. Okay, so we got what we needed for the restring. We're going to use this fishing line, 20-pound test. I find it works pretty well. And then we've got a couple little hooks, dental tool here to try to help guide the string, some cutters, and some various pliers. So let's go ahead and cut the old wire out of here. Oh, there goes the spring. Okay. We got the spring free. We got the tuner. Let me close to. There we go. whole string. We'll save that for the customer. Okay, the first step is we want to thread the new string through the spring eyelet and tie a knot to keep it secure. So I know it's real exciting watching me battle with this string and tying this knot. I suppose I should have had a little better camera angle if I was going to do a real tutorial, but I'm kind of just showing myself real time doing the work and how it's kind of tedious to try to get these little tiny knots done right and even begin the whole process of restringing this tuner. But hope you find this interesting. Okay, feels pretty good. So let's hook that baby onto there. And then we're gonna need to just cut this where we think it's long enough. And we can get a good idea by using the old one. And then we'll add that little piece, and then we'll add a little extra. And we'll just call it good, like right here. Whatever. Okay, I've got to start over. Because I see. We could look at the manual, but that's cheating. Why do that? It's kind of like reading instructions. Who likes to do that? So we're going to just see if we can figure it out on our own. And so it definitely has to come through here first. There we go. Now we got a plan, Stan. We're coming all the way open. And we're going this way. Ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Under here. Under here. Go here. We're coming here. Here. Under. Once. Now let's go here. Now we're coming this way. Yep. Then we're going here. Right here, yep. Scoot that guy over. Bam. And then we're coming around. And probably have to wrap it again. Get in your little groove there, buddy. I'm going to move this guy over. Yep. Hey, look at that. Coming up. Through. Okay, let's scoot this guy over now. And now, see if we got enough to make it work. All right, we're tying the knot. Let's see if we tie the knot, so to speak. Voila. Look at that. All right. Okay, why don't we do a quick test, see how we did. Power it up. All right, that's at 88.1 FM, so why don't we line up our tuning indicator. So we got 88.1 FM over there on the test signal generator. Let's get this guy. Well, let's just change it to 88 actually. There we go. All right, we'll line up our guy on 88. Which is right there. And then we'll clip the string in. I'm gonna hook it to here. So let's make sure we're off tune a little bit. Okay, as you see, we're tuned. 88 up there. We've got stereo. And we're a little off, so let's adjust our little guy here. Okay, let's see how it looks at the other end of the dial. We'll come all the way to 108. Nope, our string isn't working that well. What's going on there? Well, we'll look at that. It's a little off. We're also getting some weird play in our thingy here, so let's see what happened there. Okay, stay tuned. Let me investigate this dial string thingy. But the good news is we got it kind of working. Okay, we got her. It just needed a little bit more tension. So I basically loosened the knot on my spring, got it real tight. So now you can see I got nice tension here. Now as it moves, that dial pointer stays right where we want it. It actually feels a lot better too. It felt a little too loose. So that's what it was. A little too much, or not enough tension on the string. And you can watch this pulley in action here. So no binding up. Everything's good. Here it is from the side. You see I got a nice tension on that spring. And there it is. So I'm going to call this good. In the last part of the video, I think we finished off the dial stringing and did it all by hand without even looking at the book. Pretty proud of myself with that. Anyways, we had to center the dial pointer. We just did that manually, and then we glued it to the string once we found out the correct position for it, and we used our equipment to do so. So if I fire this up at the top, you see of my bench, there we go, zoom over to here. So we got the signal generator putting out 98 megahertz, 60 decibels, and so if we go down to our receiver and take a look, we're right on 98. If I mistune, it goes there. And right in the center, you see my tuning. There we go. Might have the angle of the camera off a little bit, but it's right in the center. Tuning's in the center right here. That was the only adjustment I had to make on the tuner. It was in really good condition. You can see it's going into stereo. You see the signal strength is up 4.5 or so. And it's perfect. If I change my separation up here, let's take a look up here. You'll see the stereo separation is really good too. Inverted. There's right only, left only, off, and then back to stereo. I know that sound is kind of annoying, but anyway, that's our stereo function, FM stereo. So, what's next? Okay, we're checking stuff off the list. What do we got left? I think it's going to be the big filter caps is the next main project, because we did have some leakage on those, which we'll show you once we flip it back around. These are the new ones I'm using. It's a hard time finding the exact dimensions of these caps anymore. Apparently they're getting snatched up. So we're going with these Kenwood 10,000 microfarad 100 volts. What's in there is 10,080 volts, so this will be a little increase. Kenwood's a good brand. These are really nice looking. They're going to be shorter, but they're the right physical dimension to fit inside the brackets, which will be nice. So stay tuned for that. That's probably the last major thing. Then there's one more thing I might consider doing. Actually, I'm going to have to do something, and that's this regulator board, which had a previous repair. Somebody put actually the wrong value resistors in there. They're close, but they're a little off. But we have a little solution for that, which we will get to in the next part of the video. Stay tuned.